Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, Handful of Daisies DIY. I'm Elaine. Thanks so much for stopping by today. I don't know about you, but now that the holidays are over, I am so ready for spring. So I'm trying to get some things together for my booth to change it out from the winter season to the spring season. So today we're going to be working on some signs using these cabinet doors that I picked up at Habitat. We're going to be creating some stencils and painting on the cabinet doors. So if you're ready, let's get started. Let's get started with the stencils. I'm going to be using some contact paper that I picked up at Walmart. This is a lot cheaper to use for stencils than regular stencil vinyl. When I'm doing stencils for myself, I tend to use contact paper most of the time. For the stencils that I sell, I do use the premium stencil material. So I'm just going to cut that out to fit my 12 by 24 mat. And I'm going to get that ready for my silhouette. So I'm going to go in Silhouette Studio, and I'm not sure what happened to where I put this together, but these are two of the stencils I'm going to be using. I put them both on the same mat since I had enough room to do that. So I'm just selecting the material that I need, and then I'm going to put my mat in my Cameo machine and just hit send. Once that finishes cutting, we're going to go ahead and just weed that out. So I'm just going to be weeding out the actual words and leaving the background since we're using this as a stencil. This contact paper weeds pretty easy, especially when you have bigger words. I'm using a roll of transfer tape that I picked up on Amazon. I've had this for quite a while. If I can find the link where I purchased it, I'll link that below for you. So I'm going to smooth that out really well and then turn it over to pull it off. And then just cut off the excess. Now I do save strips of my transfer tape just because it's expensive and there's no sense in throwing it away. So once I have all of my stencils cut, we're going to start off with the small cabinet door, and you can see it's gray. So I didn't paint this at all. I really liked the textures and the color of this. So I'm just going to lay my stencil down and pull back the transfer tape. then I'm going to use just white apple barrel paint for this stencil. I am putting this on with just one of those dabber sponges, not sure what you call them. Normally I use a stencil brush. All my stencil brushes are dirty. I really need to buy some more. So I had to find some sponges to use. But they worked really well. I do pull up my stencils while the paint is still wet, just to make sure that it's not pulling up any paint with it. Sometimes the acrylic paints I've found, if you wait till they're dry, they do pull it up. And this is how it turned out. Let me know what you think in the comments below. So next we're going to move on to the white cabinet door. And once I cleaned this one, there were some places on this door, so I decided to go ahead and give it a coat of paint. I'm using Serenity Blue in Rust-Oleum's chalk paint. I thought this would be a really good color for spring. So I'm going to give it a good coat all over the top. I'm not painting the back, I'm just leaving the back white. Once I get the first coat on, I'm going to use my hairdryer because of course I'm impatient. I'm going to use my hairdryer to get it dried up so I can go ahead and put my second coat on. What do you think of this color? I really love this blue. This chalk paint does cover really well. It only took 2 coats to cover it. Even though this cabinet door was shiny, it did cover it really well. Again, I'm going to come in with my hairdryer and get it dried up so I can go ahead and get it stenciled. I want to make sure it's completely dry before I put my stencil down. Now, the good thing about using the contact paper as a stencil, the adhesive on the back isn't as sticky. So when you're putting it on a painted surface, you're less likely to pull paint up using the contact paper. That's not to say that it won't pull any paint up. It has before, but it's less likely to do that. So this on, I'm putting my welcome stencil on. I'm just going to measure it out. Typically I just eyeball it, but I just want to make sure it's not really crooked. And you'll see as I get to the end pulling off the transfer tape, I did forget to weed out the E on the end. I do that sometimes, but it typically comes off when you're pulling the transfer tape back. If you're enjoying this video and you would like to see more, I would love for you to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell. That way you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. I'm just going to press that down really well just to try to keep from having any bleed through. I try to do light coats of the paint so I don't get any bleed through. It happens sometimes. You just have to touch it up. Or you can use the first coat as the same color as your background. That'll seal in the edges as well. Let me know in the comments below what you think of using cabinet doors as your base for signs. Have you ever made a sign out of a cabinet door? Again, I'm going to pull up my stencil while the paint is still wet. You just have to be really careful so you don't smear any of the paint. I think this one turned out really well. This is probably my favorite. Now we're going to move on to the last sign. This is the biggest one, and it's the exact same as the first one we did, just a bigger door. So this one, I just want to make sure I get it straight, so I'm using some painter's tape just to line up the words at the bottom. Then I'll pull that tape off. I'm just going to pull back the transfer tape. It comes off pretty easy, and the contact paper is sticking pretty well on this surface. Just going to smooth it out. And I'm using apple barrel paint in black this time. Let me know in the comments below what you think of the black, or should I have just used white again like I did on the first one. I did have a little trouble with this one. I think I didn't shake up my bottle of paint enough. It was a brand new bottle, and it was, I guess, a little thin. So when I pull back the stencil, you'll see I did have some bleed through on this one. And I'm not sure if I like the black or not. Let me know in the comments below, do you like the black or should I have stayed with white? I'm going to try to clean up the bleed through a little bit. I'm not sure if that's going to work out or not, or if I'm just going to have to sand off this one and start over. Also, I wasn't sure if I wanted to paint the outside of the frame of the door. Let me know in the comments below. Would you paint the outside? Sometimes it's frustrating when it doesn't work out. Here's a look at how all three signs turned out. Let me know in the comments below what you think and which one is your favorite. Thanks for hanging out with me today. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Don't forget, Habitat does always carry the cabinet doors. So if you're looking for a great sign project, you can pick those up for $4 or $5 and create a beautiful sign with them. So have a great week, and I'll see you next time for another DIY.